up for our student body president candidates.
Over the past couple of weeks, TVC has been following the student body presidential elections very closely,
showing people how great it is to be here,
covering each candidate and their interests at the campaign debate, right until the very end when the election results were finally revealed.
Your next student body president at the University of Tennessee is Chase Darwin.
And out of 5,083 student votes, Chase Darwin received over 57% of them.
Do more with Darwin.
Do more with Darwin.
Do more with Darwin.
Do more with Darwin.
But with such a huge voter turnout, maybe the first big question on everyone's minds starts with, what makes Chase Darwin so special?
What do you think set you apart from the other candidates?
You know, I'm not sure if anything set me apart, but I will say that my team took a very unique approach on campaigning. I'm very thankful for my campaign assistants, Caroline Powell, Griffin Aker, Reese Quinlan, and Jay Dancy. You know, we really tried to think of this on the outside of the SGA bubble, kind of try to think of how do we reach the entire student body, and I think we really did a great job with that, and the results ended up showing it.
So it was a team effort.
It was a very big team effort. I can't thank my team enough for their selflessness, and you know, I wish I could have paid them, and they worked a lot of hours, put in a lot of time, and a lot of effort behind the scenes that went into this, and it all ended up working out great. So I'm forever thankful for them.
So you say outside the SGA bubble, I mean, something people might not know is that you've actually never had experience with SGA before. So why now? Why student body president?
Yeah, I know. That's a really big climb up the ladder that a lot of people might not have been expecting. But for me personally, and I think this was one of my strong suits, and it's also something that's going to be not difficult, but interesting to adapt to, is that, you know, I think a big reason for having such a large voter turnout in my favor was that instead of spending my time in SGA, I spent my time kind of involved all throughout campus in meeting people and seeing them where they're at. I think that we saw a big increase in first-time voters this year, and that's something we really want to roll off of throughout this next year, of building off that momentum and plugging our general body as the main artery for students to get involved who aren't involved in SGA, right? And to answer your question a little bit, I just felt like I could be the person to serve as the disconnect that some students felt between SGA and the student body. And that's not to say that SGA wasn't doing a good job of trying to reach all students. It was just having a fresh outsider come in. I think that resonated with a lot of people.
Yeah, and I know one of your big things is you want to help improve campus life, like you just said. So kind of how do you plan to do that?
Yeah, I think it all starts with getting people in the know with what's going on throughout campus. Tennessee offers such a wide variety of organizations, scholarships, and just so many things that a lot of people don't know about. And I think getting those people to care about what's going on in the student union, in student government, right? I think that's the big thing you want to tackle. And when you have a lot of people that do care and want to get involved and see all the great opportunities that Tennessee has to offer, that's when great things can start happening.
Your campaign, it was about inspiring, involving, impacting. Can you kind of elaborate on that? Like, what was it?
Yeah, so I can kind of break down those three. Inspire, go Vols. Inspire, for me, that was my favorite. And that was one of my favorite parts of the campaign, was having people go up to me who have been leaders elsewhere on campus and say, hey, this has inspired me to want to get involved in SGA or want to do something like this, because you know, you can really do anything you put your mind to with the right people around you and the right mindset towards it. And so, you know, I was truly inspired by the amount of people that really started caring about SGA and started caring about the school throughout that last week. And then with Involve, you know, I said it a million times on the campaign that I really believe that college is, you know, I say this on tours, 10% where you go, 90% what you make of it, right? And obviously we're all lucky enough to go to Tennessee, one of the greatest colleges in the country, but it's what you do with your time at Tennessee. It's about getting involved, and it's about getting other people involved in SGA and involved in all sorts of other organizations on campus. And then impact, obviously, the third pillar. That's what's really exciting, is that now we have the chance to make our impact on the university and on student government, and that's kind of the last leg there. And I'm really excited about it, and I'm just thrilled for it, yeah.
So what do you think the biggest quality in a student body president should be?
Obviously, you know, someone who's a leader and who's willing to do whatever they can to represent all student voices, but also someone who, you know, wants to care for all students and wants to, that's something we're really going to work on. I want to be able to, when there's tabling on Ped Walkway or pie, someone for philanthropy, I want to be able to go up there and build those relationships, build those connections. And I think that's the biggest quality of it, right? Is that wanting to make those relationships and have something come out of that, and being able to make sure all students feel like they can voice their opinions to you and you can do what you can for them.
All right, last question.
Okay.
First week in office, what are you going to do?
Okay, well, so we've kind of started with the first week. I get inaugurated April 23rd. So right now, the biggest task at hand, I know, it's soon. So the biggest task at hand has been working to build my team. There's a few appointed positions that we've been really working hard on getting the right people for. I've been really overwhelmed and excited. Maybe overwhelmed is not the right word, but with the amount of people that want to have a part in this and see the vision that we've created. And I'm really thankful for Kinsey and Dante for the way they set up this transition. Dante especially has been really a good mentor and someone to lean on. And I'm forever thankful for how he's made this as seamless as possible. And he really wants us to do great. I'm really happy with that. So I guess just we're hitting it 100% and we're getting ready to get started with this next year.
Perfect. Okay, and then I have one more follow-up, actually.
Okay.
So I know that people say that they're kind of scared of change, like when a new elect comes in. You don't plan to change the whole government, right? You just plan
No.
to...
Yeah. Well, no, I think that a lot of people might have thought that I was going to come in here and kind of wreck all havoc, but that's not the case at all. I want to be able to use the valuable experience others have had within SGA and build off of that and continue to encourage others that haven't been in SGA, that could have been in SGA before but haven't been sought out by SGA, and try and build all those leaders together and really just make one great organization with one common goal, and that being to be the best student advocates that we can.